And India's premier football analyst Novi Kapadia joins me in our studios to look back on what was quite a thrilling match, Novi, wasn't it? We heard Zinedine Zidane there talking about how this match was crazy, and it was crazy in a sense. Lots of chances at either end. A great match to watch for the neutrals, but Bayern Munich perhaps profligate once again, just like they were in the first leg.
Very dramatic. I think really now Bayern Munich, more than football, they need psychiatric help when they play Real Madrid. Real Madrid has become a jinx team for them. There was no way they should have drawn this match. I mean, the goal they gifted, I don't think, especially German football, you know, which is known for its solid defense, outstanding goalkeepers. One could go through a whole list of names from Sepp Maier right down to Oliver Kahn, Manuel Neuer. You can't believe, that, they'd concede a second. They've gifted, in both legs they've gifted. Real Madrid, they somehow feel that when they play Bayern Munich now, they are going to get it. Two managers on the cusp of history. Well, Jupp Heynckes is not going to be the oldest manager to win. Yeah. Zidane, with the luck going his way. I thought his selections were all erroneous, but
somehow they have come through. You mentioned the performance of Sven Ulreich, who had quite a poor game. But at the opposite end, you had Keylor Navas, who had quite a fantastic match. 8 saves, Bayern Munich had those flurry of chances. Keylor Navas probably kept them in it.
I think Keylor Navas has got himself a contract extension. There have always been talks that Real Madrid should have a world-class goalkeeper. He was acrobatic, agile, good match temperament. I think, Rahul, the problem with Bayern Munich is the Bundesliga, the level of competition is so low now. The goalkeepers don't get tested enough. And Ulrich, who probably thought he's going to be on the sidelines all the time, it was like, to give a parallel, 1970 World Cup, Peter Bonetti suddenly replacing Gordon Banks in a crucial World Cup quarterfinal. He thought he was going to be in the sidelines all the time. Gordon Banks was world class. You're not mentally prepared. And that's what is happening. Keylor Navas, I thought, was the man of the match, but one of the biggest ironies, I think, outstanding player for Bayern Munich was Tolisso. Another great French star emerging for the 2018 World Cup. But it's so sad, the ironies of football, that he had to make that back pass. Otherwise, in the first half, he split open the Real Madrid defense.
A word on the goal scorer for Real Madrid, Karim Benzema, Novi. He's had quite a poor season. I think he would put his hand up and say that he's been quite poor as well. But, Zidane persisted with him for this big match. And he probably had his best performance of the season.
Excellent performance. 2 goals, predatory goals, the good header, the far post, good striker. And then he anticipated that miss. I think that charging on the goalkeeper got him double-minded. But I thought both Ronaldo and he helped back in defense. Zidane's tactics, that Vasquez as right back. For me, the turning point, tongue-in-cheek, was when Asensio pulled his muscle or got cramps. When they got in an actual defender, Nacho. I thought that last 6-8 minutes, as a Real Madrid supporter, they were safe. Right. Otherwise, the defense was at 6s and 7s.
And one word very quickly, Novi, about, Robert Lewandowski and Thomas Muller. A lot of expectations on them, especially with the number of goals Lewandowski has scored this season. But off colour, now 5 games now in the Champions League, not scoring. If you don't have your striker firing at the business end of the competition, it will be very difficult to go through to the next round.
Very difficult. Also, it's bad news for Poland coming up to the World Cup. Lewandowski was billed as a star, and he was totally off colour. Ribéry was also erratic, and even Thomas Muller. They had chance after chance. I thought James Rodriguez, the equalizer was a wonderful. He anticipated it very well. They had a dream start. Kimmich scoring a wonderful goal. Right. Full of anticipation again. Right. You can't get a better start than that. But somehow, that what we've associated Bayern Munich and German teams with, that impregnable defense, that is crumbling. That's something they have to look to in the future.
Yes, Novi Kapadia continues to be with us in the studios. Novi, lots of talk about, Roma perhaps being able to produce another comeback like the one that we saw against Barcelona. Is this fanciful thinking? Or do you think it's really on the cards given what we have seen from Roma and from Liverpool this season?
No, I think today I won't sit on the fence. I don't think lightning will strike twice. Yes, they've got this enviable record of not conceding a goal. But Liverpool's firepower is absolutely amazing, and they're a team which believes in relentless attack. Whatever the problems, Mo Salah having some image rights problems and all, I'm sure Liverpool will score. Another thing is certain, it won't be a goalless draw.
It will not be a goalless draw, and I like that you bring it up because Liverpool's weakness, especially in the matches that they haven't been able to score this season, has been against teams who tend to sit back and allow them, soak up the pressure a little bit. Not only is that not Roma's style, they also have to score 3 goals themselves, so they can't really afford to sit back and wait for Liverpool to make the plays.
Yeah, I expect Eusebio Di Francisco will play a 4-3-3, with Patrick Schick and Edin Dzeko and whoever, El Shaarawy or Unda and the flanks. So that will leave them open to counter-attacks. And with Mo Salah and Firmino and I think Sadio Mane again should be fully fit, can that Jesus and, Canolas, their defence somehow manage to hold them? It seems difficult because that wave after wave, the relentless pressure of Liverpool, I think can break down Roma. There'll be goals, lots of goals. I feel Roma could win, but Liverpool will be in the final.
You spoke about Sane's fitness. Actually, the injury concerns are in the Roma camp. No Diego Perotti and Kevin Strootman. Both of them started at Anfield. They're both out injured. So some holes in midfield. Do they really have the depth in their squad to be able to cope?
I think Kevin Strootman is a major miss because Daniel De Rossi is aging. And Strootman sort of, was that box-to-box midfielder, excellent Dutch midfielder. So that is a major loss. Well, Perotti, they do have a lot of depth up front. And they're Florenzi and El Shaarawy, and they do have a lot of depth. I mean, Roma will cause Liverpool all sorts of problems. It's again that first half hour. But, both the teams have the ability to come back. Of course, if Liverpool go in front for Roma, it will seem like a mountain to climb.
Okay, one final question, Novi. A large part of, Roma's that excellent performance against Barcelona came because they were willing to put some physical pressure on Lionel Messi. He caught quite a few tackles that day. Would they be willing to do the same against Mohamed Salah, who was their own player 12 months ago?
Yeah, well, a different type, Mohamed Salah's sheer pace. And then Liverpool have all 3 forwards in roughly equal form. Yes, Sadio Mane had a bit of a disaster at Anfield. But, I mean, if they man-mark Mohamed Salah, it leaves acres of space. Robert Firmino, Mane, even the midfield can score. See, Liverpool's plus point is there are lots of goal scorers. And I think that should give them the cutting edge.
Okay.
And we should see Liverpool in the final after 11 years.
Okay, Novi Kapadia, not sitting on the fence on this one, saying there's no way back for Roma. Thanks for your company in our studios today. And of course, we look forward to having you again tomorrow.